Hi, my name is Kate. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be here being able to show you all of my 5-star reads and all my 5-star predictions. I am so excited for this YouTube journey. I love YouTube. I love supporting fellow booktubers and YouTubers in general. So thank you for clicking on this video and let's get into it. Alright, I have 4 genres that all my 5-star reads fit into, and I'm going to be telling you all about them and why I love them. Alright, the first genre we're going to get into is romance. We have The American Roommate Experiment. I absolutely love this book. The main characters in this book were so great, but like the male main character, he was absolutely perfect. He was perfect. He was perfect for her. He's perfect in general. He's just perfect. Lucas, love. I absolutely love. And like, guys, it was so sweet. Next we have the last 2 books in the Dreamland Billionaire series. We have Terms and Conditions and Final Offer. My favorite of these 2 were Final Offer. Final Offer for me was a 6-star read, while this one was like 5-star read. It was so good. It's like what I really didn't love the fine print, but after I read this one, I was like, this series is so good. And then I read Final Offer and I'm like, 6-star series, 6-star book. Like, it was so good. Of these 2, my favorite obviously was Final Offer, and that is because Cal was so amazing. I loved him so much. Like, obviously we all have struggles, we all have everything, but he just like, he changed, he got better, he changed in the best way you possibly can change, and he did it all for her. And that's what I really loved about him so much. Like, not only his personality, but like, he was just a good person at the end of the day. He was a good person. And in Terms and Condition, Iris, I loved her. She's such a badass, honestly. Like, I loved her so much. Now let's get into Done and Dusted, guys. Of just normal romance books, like contemporary romance, rom-com, this is my favorite, absolute favorite book couple. Luke Brooks, guys. Like, make him a real person, please, for I can have a boyfriend finally. Because, like, why was he so great? Why was he so great? Like, he's not a real person. And her, love her. She was not annoying, which I really love. She was not annoying. You know, some of, like, girls in romance books like this can be, like, really, really annoying. She wasn't. She was such a, like, she was, like, a badass, too. Like, I don't know. I looked up a lot to this female main character. She's a barrel racer. I do love watching barrel racing. Just nothing, I couldn't have asked anything to change. Nothing more, nothing less. Then we have the big banger, Magnolia Parks, guys. This book, I know there's so much controversy over this book, but I loved it, guys. I really did. I connected, I feel like, so much to the characters. That's not necessarily a good thing, but like, I don't know, I really loved Magnolia. I mean, BJ, we all know about him. Guys. At the end of the day, there were some things that they both did that made me actually want to scream. I said in my Goodreads, this book tore my heart out, put it back in, tore it out again, put it back in, ripped it out, tore it to shreds, set it on fire, and threw the ashes in the, like, big gusts of wind. Like, it was heartbreaking. It was emotionally, like, really traumatizing, honestly, reading it. So if you're not in a good mental space, please don't read this. Next we have young adult. First of all, let's talk about Jennifer Lynn Barnes, guys. Like, let's talk about it. I have finished this trilogy. I do plan on continuing with, like, the spin-off, the extra series that comes after it, but like, there was something about these characters, like the character development from this book to this book, especially in, like, no spoilers or anything, but Jameson, like, I don't know, it's like she ends, if you read the books, you know who she ends up with, you know, like, the whole love triangle thing that goes on, but like, the 2 boys in the love triangle, like, they, in my opinion, one grew and one didn't. One was the obvious choice, but for me, I just felt so, like, I felt so much and fell so hard for the two main boy characters. Like, I really did like both of them, and so I was really fine like with her pick at the end of this book. But it was like, I still think about it all the time. I actually didn't rate these two a 5 stars. I only rated this one a 5 star. These two were close 5 stars, but it was just overall a 5-star series for me, or a 5-star trilogy. I do really want to continue with the other ones, but it's like I'm scared because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know what those are about, but I did really like all those. Like, her writing is so like addicting. It's like, for what reason though? Because it's like a little YA book, but it's just so much more than that. On that note of Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Naturals, guys, I have read The Naturals and Killer Instinct, and Killer Instinct 4.75, this one 5 stars. This is actually the first one like a lot of people don't like. A lot of people like the second one the most, but that one, it was good, it just wasn't great. Like, it was really good, but it just wasn't as good to me as this one. I think what fell off for me for the second one was Leah. If you know, you know. She wasn't like as big in this book, which I really appreciated. I really loved the characters in this book. I really didn't guess anything coming in this book. Like, some of that, I guess, I don't know if I just like knew her writing that much by that point, but I was like, oh, when we figured everything out. And so this one was just way better in my opinion. It's really hit or miss with the first book in a series though. This is a 4-book series. But anyway, did love this book, 5 stars. Favorite of the series so far. Next, for my 5-star reads, I have these girlies right here. If you know, you know. These are some classic book talk books right here. You might be thinking, Kate, like, hello. Everyone loves those books, but I don't know. I really did love these books. These are the only books I've ever annotated, and I only annotated 2 of these. This was obviously the first one I read, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was really good. It wasn't my favorite by her just because, I don't know, it was my least recent, but I do love it. And then we have Daisy Jones and the Six. This one is my, I don't know, this is a 6-star read for me. I honestly had no complaints about it. It was just so good. I don't know. I watched a little bit of the show, loved the girl who played Daisy. Like, everything was great. I mean, I had never read a book like set up like this. Obviously, everyone's gonna say that when they show you this book, but not to repeat everybody else's statements, but I really did love this book. 6-star read, no complaints. Like, it was just good, it was just great, like, it was just amazing. There's nothing I have to complain about it. Next we have Malibu Rising. It was my first book I had like actually annotated and like highlighted, or not highlighted, but like wrote there. Like, I don't even know what I said. Oh, this one it says go girl. But anyway, I really loved this book. When I was first reading it, it was really hard to get into for me, I remember, but like as the story progressed, I just really loved it. Another one of my favorites, probably my second favorite, if I had to do an order, I would go Daisy Jones and the Six, Malibu Rising, Carrie Soto is back, and then the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And on that note, Carrie Soto is back. I did not like this book at the beginning. I really was just like, I hate tennis, guys. Like, I don't care about tennis. But it was, I think what got me was her and her dad's relationship. Like, that is something that's really important to me, and the way like they portrayed it, and like the way everything, and like the little, not the, like, there wasn't really a love story in it, but like how she developed as a person was just so great. Thinking about it, why does it make me want to tear up right now? But like, thinking about it, I just really loved it. All right, last but certainly not least, before we get into my 5-star predictions, we have fantasy. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's basically all romantasy. I mean, we have a little bit of dystopian, but it's romantasy is my favorite genre. I will eat it up anytime. First of all, we all know and love her, Powerless by Lauren Roberts, guys. I'm not gonna try to be like whatever about this. I don't ever see any bad reviews over this. Everyone loves this book. Like, come on, guys. She is beautiful. Like, look at her without the jacket. Like, she's everything about this book is just amazing. Like, I understand like the the like few critiques people have, like the grammatical stuff and everything, but like I don't really care because I can't spell or write anyway. Not write, I obviously can write, but I can't spell, so I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But it's like, it was so good, guys. Peyton and Kai have my whole heart. Favorite book couple as of now, my favorite book couple, like, but they're not even a couple in this book. Like, no, like, this might be a spoiler, but guys, come on, they don't even kiss. Like, they barely, like, they give us nothing. And so it really, like, I don't know, it really had me hooked, guys. And I'm so excited to read Reckless, even though everyone doesn't like that book. But I'm so excited because I've heard, like, anyway, we'll get into that when we get to Reckless. No spoiler for the video, but we're getting into Reckless in a minute. And I don't know, I just loved it. Like, I had no critiques. Like, whoa. I loved everything about it. Like, would 100% recommend, even if you don't like fantasy, if you don't like anything like that has to do with this book, read it anyway, because it's just that good. Anyway, moving on. Next we have A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury, guys. These are the only two books I read out of the ACOTAR series so far. Like, don't come at me. I started reading A Court of Wings and Ruin, but like I got to like the 230 mark and I was like, this book is too annoying to hold. She can wait till the one day I get a Kindle, because when I get a Kindle one day, like ever in my life, I will be reading it then. I love this series, but I'm not going to be holding it. I'm sorry. That book is like these two almost combined, I feel like. But anyway, why I love them. Obviously, like, this book was really good, but it wasn't my favorite of the two. The love interest in this book, he gave me the ick. And a lot of things, thinking back, like a lot of things where I was like, ew, this is annoying, can we move on? But, okay, this is gonna be spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, then like, let me get off these books. Then it was just great, right? Like, Rhys in this book, like, he really built himself up for this book. And there's the things like, okay, so like for me personally, when I was reading this, I was like so obsessed with these characters, but like I would see those little like sneak peeks, tidbits of Rhys in this book, and I had like heard all this stuff that people were saying, right? And so I was just so excited for the next book. And I don't know, I got through this book, eventually moved on to this book, and guys, that's where we're at in life. I don't know, I don't want to move on because I love Rhys and Feyre in this book. Oh my god, I'm holding it upside down. I love it. Like, this book is pretty thick. Like, this whole series she's thick, right? And they're not really floppy. I mean, like, for a brick, I guess they're alright, but like, they're not fun to hold, but to read, I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna eat it up because I love this. I love them so much, like, just thinking about it. My last two 5-star reads, we have Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves, guys. These books hold a very special place in my heart. These are the books that really, really got me into romantic fantasy. Like, I don't know, we all know, like, they're YA and everything, but, like, this book, I loved so much, and I was like, this book is not going to be as good. It's not going to be as good. 6 stars. 5 stars, 6 stars. Like, it was as good, if not better. I don't know if that's, like, a controversial opinion or not, but I really did like this one. Not necessarily more than that one, but, like, the things that happen in this book are engraved in my mind more than that one. Because in this book, the thing about fantasy is, like, if they get it together in the first book, it's all them together in the second one. But we didn't even get that in this one. Like, this is kind of gonna be a spoiler, guys, but they were, like, separated the whole time. And when that, like, 600, no, guys, that's over dramatic. 500, 400 pages later, when they finally were locked in for life, like, it really just made it so much more special. Love this author. I have also read, it's her book, like, right there, like, the yeah, that thing that comes before the whole Remnant Chronicles and this. I love her writing. Like, I love everything about her. Like, I love everything about her. And if you were like, you could only read these 2 books for the rest of your life, okay, See, this book couple is like a whole nother level. Like, there's ones I love, and then there's this guys. Like, there's these guys. These are like my favorite. It goes them, Paige and Kai, probably Feyre and Reese, and then Luke and Emmy. I love them, guys. I love them. So my 5-star reads, that is them all in their glory. All right, now for the second half of our video, our 5-star predictions. So we're gonna start with romance again because we did last time. So let's do it again. First of all, coming in hot, one of Miss Ali Hazelwood's book. I read The Love Hypothesis. She was okay, 4 stars. She was good, but she wasn't great. Like, she was really good, but not that good. You know what I'm saying? But I really did, I mean, I did enjoy it. There was nothing I was really like, I mean, there's some things I was like, about, but like not too much. So I have like pretty much all her other books, and the 2 that I see being a 5-star or like really high up there are Bride and Love Theoretically. Bride because, I don't know, everything I've heard of it just kind of reminds me of Vampire Diaries. She's not a werewolf, she's a vampire, and there's like a werewolf, so that really is like, I don't know, but I love vampires. I don't know why, but I really do like vampires. So I really do see this one being highly rated on for me. Love Theoretically, I've just heard great things about it. Don't actually know really what it's about. I mean, it's a STEM romance, like can't be that complex. But I do know this is everyone's favorite. I do know she is up there for everyone who does read Ali Hazelwood books. She's up there. And guys, this one's the prettiest cover. This one's the prettiest cover. Checkmate's pretty, but this one's prettier. Like, in my opinion, this one's the best cover. She kind of like, I don't know, her hair color is like the same as mine, so I don't know. So what if it's a 5-star read? Anyway, Heartless. Again, everyone's favorite in the series. Heartless is a lot of people's 5-star. I recently finished Flawless. Absolutely, like, I loved it. It wasn't a 5-star. It was like a 4. Looking back, like maybe a 4.5. It was like really good, but I just did not like the beginning at all. At first, I hated Rhett and I thought Summer was annoying. But like towards, like once they got over that, like once they actually started being nice to each other, or at least he started being nice to her, then I was like, okay, give me 10 of these. So Heartless. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but didn't really like Cade in the first book. I thought he was kind of like a-hole. Like, I was like, why? Like, just why? But I did like Luke, and obviously that's his son. No spoilers, but that's his son. And Willa, guys, Willa, I loved in the first book. Like, everything, like her personality just kind of reminded me of myself. And so if she gets her own whole book, like obviously I'm gonna be there. I see that being a 5-star. Next, a little like bit off the line, but Butcher and Blackbird. Guys, this just signs right up my alley. Like, nobody knows, obviously I don't know anything about me, but I really do like true crime. I do like things that have a little bit of murder in them. Like, don't think I'm a psychopath, just think I'm weird. Just think I'm weird. I don't care if you think I'm weird, just don't think I'm a psychopath. But like, the things I've heard that scare people in this book, I don't know, they just kind of don't scare me. Like, this kind of stuff doesn't scare me, and at the end of the day, it is fiction. So, but there's a romance, so I'm all here for it. Between 2 serial killers, we love a girl boss serial killer. Next, Miss Daisy Hates. Again, on that note, not really like a contemporary romance or whatever the heck those are all classified as, but we all know third to last, sorry, category we have is young adult, and I only have one book, and that is All In. I've heard this talks about Sloane, which is like probably like from the whole Naturals universe. Oh yeah, this is the 3rd book in the Naturals series, sorry if you didn't know, but it talks about Sloane, like it's her whole like whatever, like how the other one was Dean and the first one it was Cassie. And so obviously Cassie's still probably the main character, but this one's in Vegas, guys. I've heard that this one's in Vegas, and guys, yeah, Las Vegas, guys. I've always wanted to go to Vegas. I have so many souvenirs from Vegas, even though I've never been there because of my family. And I'm actually, wow, like why did my energy just go down all of a sudden? But I'm really excited for this one. I am. I actually really excited for this one. I don't know why I sound like so different. I was so peppy and now I'm so not. But anyway, next category. Right, now we have fiction, like just fiction. And I have 3 books for this category. I have Miss Summer Sisters by Miss Judy Blume. Miss Summer Sisters, guys. It's just Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. And she wrote childhood books. Like, she wrote books that I read as a child, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is the same Judy Blume, right? That is what I've heard. Anyway, I've seen a booktuber read this book recently, and it wasn't her favorite, but she like didn't hate it or whatever. But I don't know, like it just sounds good to me. I don't know why. Like, it just, like, I'm not a sis. I'm somebody's sister, but I don't have a sister, and I don't really, like, I don't know. I want to finish this before summer ends, but the likeliness of that happening is probably like 0. Like, I want to start it and finish it, but I don't know. It intrigues me so much, and I can really see me like liking this. I don't know why it reminds me of like the Taylor Jenkins Reid like series sort of thing. I don't know, but it's like there's a beach on the front. I brought this to the beach, but I didn't read it at the beach, so if we have to save it for next summer, then we will. But otherwise, like, I don't know, I'm just really excited about this book, and I couldn't tell you why, I just am. So on the note of Taylor Jenkins Reid, we have One True Loves. I'm pretty sure my mom actually read this book, and I don't know, the concept has always really intrigued me, and I love all the books I have. I gave every single book I read by her a 5 stars so far, so like that's why I have high hopes for this one. It's different than that obviously that interconnected standalone sort of series, but I don't know, it just I put this on so many TBRs, and I'm like, I'm gonna read it this month, I'm gonna read it then, I'm gonna read it whatever, and I just haven't. So it's like it intrigues me, but not that much. But like, I know I love this author, but it's just something different, so I'm a little like skeptical. But I know I'll probably love it just because it is Taylor Jenkins Reid. So on that note, I do think it will be a 5 star. Like, I'm more on this one hoping it will be more than I know it will be, but I'm really hoping it will be because I really love her writing. Last but not least for this category, we have Summer Island by Kristin Hannah. Now, Kristin Hannah is like the big thing right now. Like, she's really hit it off. I actually have not seen anything about this book of hers. I've only ever seen Firefly Lane and The Nightingale. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But I don't know, those books are really big, and I haven't read those. When I read this will be my first Kristin Hannah, unless I read another one before I do read this one. But it really intrigued me. I really love the cover. I went to Target one day and I was like, I want to get all summer books, and this one was called Summer Island. And so I don't know, it just, again, I really hope I can read this before summer ends, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, because usually general fiction or like literary fiction, women's fiction, or whatever the heck this is called, genre fiction, takes me longer to read than most like fantasy or whatever, which is like, you might be thinking like, that's only however many pages, but my brain just doesn't work like some people's does. So this one I know might take me a little longer, same with those other two, so that's why like I haven't read them yet, but I do have high hopes for all those ones. Last but certainly not least, we have fantasy, and something I just realized is all of these are young adult fantasy, and so I could have put them in the young adult category, but I didn't. So I wanted to give them their own category, their own shine. First of all, we have Ignite Me. This is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. Originally it was like a trilogy or whatever, and this is to be this was the final book of that trilogy sort of thing, and then she came out with more. So I'm really interested. This is everyone's favorite Shatter Me book of the series. Like, I don't know, I mean, I've seen people who like really love other ones too, but I've never heard anything bad about this, and this is when I think like the big romance to set up the whole series like really sparks and takes off, because did it in the last one? Guys, I did not really love Unravel Me, but Shatter Me was my favorite. The two so far, Unravel Me was just like like I don't remember anything from that book, but I'm really hoping I like this one, because if not, like this is the last book I have for this series. And so if I don't like it, like what if I don't continue on, and like what if I miss like all these things, guys? Like everyone loves this series, but it's just it's good, it's just not been my favorite so far. So I really hope I do love this one for I can continue on. Next we have The Kiss of Deception, and you know I spent however many minutes raving about Dance and Vow of Thieves, but this is part of the Remnant Chronicles, which comes before Dance and Vow of Thieves, right? Well, we all know this, guys, and this is the first book, The Kiss of Deception. She's like a big character. This character is a big character in those two books, and I really enjoyed her in those two books. So I would love to see how her whole life and her whole storyline played out in these three books in this trilogy. And I don't know, I love Mary Pearson's writing, and like I don't know of any of her other books other than this series, and so I just really need more. Like Vow of Thieves and Dance of Thieves and that book cannot be the last ones I read by her. Like I can't. So I don't know if she has more books, but these are the only ones I know of. I have the whole series. Can't wait for it. I really do think that at least one of these books in this series will be a 5-star, because I just know I love her writing that much. Next, we have Reckless. Guys, I told you this was coming. Have I seen anything good about this? Actually, no. Like, actually, I think I saw one thing and somebody was like, oh, this is okay. But I haven't seen anyone, like, swooning. Whatever. Everyone is saying there's no plot and it's all character. It's all Peyton and Kai. But that is what I live for. That is what I live for with this series. And so if it is all just Kai and Peyton talking to each other, I could really just see this being a 5-star. And we left on such, like, a cliffhanger on the last one, right? And they said like this one doesn't really build on that cliffhanger, but it ends right where Powerless left off. So I don't know, guys. I could really see this being a 5-star, but I don't know. I don't see myself not liking this book, if you get what I'm saying. Like it might not be like a 6-star, 5-star like Powerless was, but I really do see it being up there with Powerless, because it's just characters. It's all characters for me when it comes to those books. All right, guys, we've made it this far to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you listened all this time, made it this far, and listened to me yap for this long about my 5-star reads and my predictions. Let me know which one you think that will be my favorite 5-star reads from this prediction list, and which of my 5-star reads are your favorite, or if any of them are your 5-star reads. So thank you again for watching this video, and stay tuned for the next one.